I visited 10 different bookshops while I was in London this week, so come on a mostly solo London bookshop crawl with me. I arrived in London pretty late on my first day, so I only managed to stop off at one bookshop, but it was a good one, Dawn Books in Marylebone. I've been wanting to go here for years, and it was just as pretty as I'd hoped, although it was a little chaotic in there because they were setting up for an event. I was very tempted by Notes on Infinity, so I'll definitely pick that up at some point, but I ended up going home with a different paperback. And I had a little picnic, did a little sightseeing, and ate some really good pasta at Banconi with Anna before heading back to the hotel. Day 2 is when I made some real progress on my list, and I started at Scoop Books. This is a second-hand bookshop, and they have basically everything you could imagine. I almost bought this advanced copy of Pink Pilled, which is about women who join conservative movements, but I did think it might be a bit depressing. I thought the prices here were alright, they were about half the RRP, and I left with one paperback. And do let me know if you're interested in a haul, because I spent most of the 3 days being really indecisive, so I don't actually think I show most of my purchases here. Then I headed just around the corner to Gaze the Word. They're actually refurbing their permanent shop at the minute, but they have a pop-up just a few doors down, and they're expecting to be there until the autumn. They had a really good selection here, and they have a pay-it-forward system where you can donate money, so someone who can't quite afford it can pick something up, which I thought was very cute. Again, I left here with one paperback, and I was very proud of how restrained I was being. Also, this part of town, which I think is Bloomsbury, is such good vibes. I'm pretty sure that's the first trans flag zebra crossing I've ever been on. Next, I walked a little further down the street and bought 3 books from Judd Books before heading on to the London Review Bookshop. I loved it in here, and they had some really cute merch as well. I didn't actually buy any books here in the end, but I might have picked up a new tote bag. I can't tell anyone though because I'm supposed to be on a ban. But in my defense, it could have been worse because I really liked their mugs too. Next, I went to meet Anna at Hatchard's, which is the oldest bookshop in the UK, so put some respect on its name. I picked up and put Down on Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous at least 5 times throughout this crawl before I actually finally bought it. And I know people love it, but I just can't tell if it's going to be my kind of thing. Waterstones Piccadilly is just down the street from here, so we decided to head there before tea, and we made a quick pit stop at Maison Asseline as well, but we didn't stick around. And anyway, the next day I realised that I was actually in Waterstones when all of that Bookfest drama was going down. I was just innocently browsing the new in section while all hell was breaking loose upstairs apparently. Very weird. Then our side quests for the evening involved a bottomless conveyor belt of cheese, a photo booth, and a musical theatre bar called The Room Where It Happened. Then I headed to bed to prepare for my final day of the bookshop crawl. First, I popped into Libraria, which has a no phones policy that I obviously wanted to respect, and I was the only one in there, so I didn't really get any videos. It's a nice idea, but it was the only empty shop I visited over the 3 days, so I wonder if that's related. Then I went to Brick Lane Bookshop, which is another one that's been on my list for years. It's obviously an iconic one, so it was pretty rammed, but I had a quick look around and liked their selection. And yes, maybe I was eyeing up their tote bags, but I did resist. And finally, I headed back to meet Anna at Waterstones Piccadilly again, where I found a book that was wearing the exact same outfit as me. Kind of embarrassing, but I was actually there to check out the 19 Years of Penguin exhibition because I hadn't had time to see it the day before. You've probably seen, but they've released a Penguin archive collection, which is made up of 90 classic books that have all been given new matching covers, and the selection they've made is really cool and covers a broad range of stories and styles of writing. I wanted to pick one up, but I just couldn't make a decision, so I still don't have one. I just saw you can buy 5 for 25 quid on the Penguin website though, so it's worth checking out if you fancy it. And that concludes my London bookshop crawl, but I did get up to some other whimsical things while I was in the capital, so I'll be posting a couple of vlogs too, so keep an eye out for those. And for now, I'm back in Manchester where the bookshops just aren't nearly as good, so keep me in your thoughts. Okay, love you. Bye.